We have a massive Patrick Kane free agency update on when he will sign, as well as where he will sign, because we still don't know either of those things, set in stone, but it does seem like we have a good idea on both those things now. Starting off here on when he could potentially sign, it does seem like it's going to be in the next couple weeks. Obviously, we don't have an exact date, but it does seem like 2-3 weeks, probably tops, is more than likely what it's going to be. Maybe it's a little longer, maybe it's sooner. We'll have to wait and see. But about a couple weeks is probably when we're going to end up seeing Patrick Kane signs. Hopefully by the end of November, for example, we see exactly where he's actually signed. Hopefully, ideally that'll happen, but we will obviously have to wait and see. But either way, we know Patrick Kane is a star level player. I mean, can he still be a superstar level guy? We'll have to wait and see. But can he still be a very good player? A star caliber guy. It's not like obviously the superstar that he once was. I think so. I think he can still be for sure around a point per game at least, if not even maybe a little more. Obviously, he's not in his prime, that's for sure. He's getting up there in age now as he gets later into his 30s. But this is still a very talented player. But the big question mark with him is the hip surgery. Obviously, coming off that, how well is he going to be? Because we saw him last year with the Rangers before the surgery, where he didn't look like himself, as for sure. He still played good hockey, but definitely didn't play up to the capabilities of what he could have or have done in the past. So, there's that as well. How well is he going to translate from coming off that surgery? Hopefully he does well, and I think he'll probably do decent. I mean, this is a guy, he's a very talented player. We know that. We know how good he is. He's arguably the best American hockey player of all time. So this is a very talented player, but obviously how good of an impact can he have, right away? Coming off the surgery, we'll have to wait and see. But he definitely is a guy who, as a Rangers fan, I would love to see my team sign. And it seems like we have now the 4 finalists, though, are going to be the New York Rangers, the Florida Panthers, Detroit Red Wings, and the Buffalo Sabres. So obviously we kind of have two teams on, the Rangers and Panthers, who I'd say are more of the contenders. They've been in the playoffs the last couple of years. They've gone on some runs. They've obviously, looked like great teams. I mean, the Rangers went to the conference finals against Tampa the other year, and then we saw last year the Panthers go to the finals, right? They made it the whole way. So obviously, these are two experienced teams in the playoffs, two teams who are trying to win a Stanley Cup right now. And you have teams like Detroit and Buffalo who haven't made the playoffs for a few years, especially Buffalo's case, a little longer than a few. And obviously, they're kind of just coming out of rebuilds, kind of retooling right now, you could say, trying to, get those finishing touches while their young guys keep producing and getting, developing and stuff like that. So these are two teams who I'm sure would love to give a contract to Patrick Kane to get a good veteran guy in there, a good American-born player for obviously these two American teams. But I think he'd be a good fit for the Red Wings or Buffalo. And obviously those teams can give more money, as the Detroit Red Wings do have $4.4 million in cap space. So they obviously have the upper hand there. And same thing Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo has $5.8 million in cap space. But the thing is, does he want to go to a team who's, just coming out of a rebuild mode, hasn't made the playoffs in a few years, is obviously a lot less experienced in the playoffs, and probably has a less chance of winning the whole thing, the Stanley Cup, which is obviously the end goal for every single player. Would he rather go to a Stanley Cup contending team like the Rangers or Panthers, who I think definitely have a much better chance of winning a cup? Would he rather get more money and go to a team like Buffalo and give him $5 million or more, and then Detroit can offer him $4 million or more? So that's the question mark there. Does he want the money? Does he want the better team? Does he want to have more chance of winning a cup? Does he want a more chance of making the playoffs? Because let's be real here, if you take a look at the standings and stuff, I mean, right now in the Metro Division, the Rangers are the top team right now. They have 5 more points than the number 2 team, the Carolina Hurricanes. They're off to a great start. The Rangers are 13 games played, 21 points, 8-1-1 in their last 10, 2-game winning streak. This team is on absolute fire. And then you have a team, though, like, obviously Buffalo, for example, right? They're one of the teams who are going to give more money, but they're currently 13 games played, 13 points, and sit second last in the Atlantic Division. And then you have a team like Detroit, the other team who can give more money, give more $4 million, but they are second in the Atlantic, so not bad at all. 14 games played, 16 points. They have cooled off a lot as of late, though, so we'll see how they kind of hold on to that spot, though. But for right now, they are in a playoff spot, so good for them. But the thing is long-term, the Florida Panthers, they're 1 point back of them, but have 2 games in hand. And I think long-term, we're going to see, obviously, Florida jump the Red Wings. So I think Florida and the Rangers are the clear 2 teams that have a better shot at winning the Cup, going on a deep run, and making the playoffs. I think the Panthers and Rangers are, especially the Rangers, are pretty much a lock. The Panthers, I'd say, have a very, very good chance to make the playoffs. But the Red Wings and Buffalo, I'm not quite so sure about. So that's kind of the thing there is, do the Red Wings and Buffalo actually make the playoffs, even with Patrick Kane? I'm not quite sure. But I do think adding in Patrick Kane to the Rangers or Panthers could be a huge just kind of addition to their lineup. So we'll see what happens. But either way, Patrick Kane is probably going to be signed to a NHL team by the end of the month, or at least at the latest, the start of December, which is definitely a nice thing to see. And hopefully he does end up signing with my team, the New York Rangers. I'd definitely be okay with seeing a reunion there. But obviously, it obviously comes down to Patrick Kane and whether or not he wants to win, make more money, or exactly where he wants to live for that year, because it's all up to him. He has the final decision. He can pretty much pick any team in the NHL he wants to go to, and pretty much any team would accept him, let's be honest here. So we'll see what happens there. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for daily New York Rangers content. I post every single day, so if you're a Rangers fan, this is the place to be. There's no better place on YouTube than this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment down below your guys' thoughts on Patrick Kane potentially coming to the New York Rangers, because that would be pretty sick. Thanks so much for watching, and see ya.